She's ruled out with the back injury. If this is not quitting on your team, I don't know what is.
Last one, Angel Reese suspended by the Chicago Sky after making comments detrimental to the team.
Reese didn't just say she was unhappy with the team's losing record. She called out her teammates by name.
Basically on strike. That's what it looks like. It looks like she's on strike. It looks like she just won't play.
Angel Reese quit rookie year, quit and unrivaled, and quit yet again sophomore season of the WNBA.
Angel Reese reportedly walked off early, leaving the Chicago Sky in complete shock. But it was Sophie Cunningham's blunt comments that cut through all the noise, reigniting discussion around accusations of injury claims and questions about team loyalty, reminding everyone that controversy in sports always comes with consequences.
And I think one of my biggest things is I'm a very team-first person. Like, I always put the team before my feelings, and I think that should be a standard. And so you got to protect your locker room.
Angel Reese didn't hesitate to speak her mind, directly questioning Courtney Vandersloot and suggesting that the team can no longer rely on her at this point in her career. That comment quickly sparked a wave of reactions, with teammates visibly upset and Vandersloot's wife responding by highlighting her extensive career accomplishments. The situation escalated further, widening the tension already brewing inside the locker room.
Here it is. She named players specifically like Courtney Vandersloot. We can't rely on Courtney to come back at the age she's at. I know she'll be a great asset for us, but we can't rely on that. All right, child. So it didn't end there. Teammates started to come out responding.
After multiple suspensions and ongoing drama, many are now questioning who would still want her as a teammate. The transcript suggests Reese was benched due to attitude issues and later reinforced management's decision by walking away from her own team. Critics say her behavior reflects patterns that don't align with professional standards in basketball anymore.
Who would want her as a teammate? She got suspended at LSU for similar issues. Nothing but locker room issues in the W. She and the media have built her up to be something better than eye test says she is. Damn. So she gets benched for attitude and proves them right by ghosting her own team. Girl, this ain't college anymore. Unfortunately, what she said about the organization and her teammates now quitting on the team will mark a downward spiral in her WNBA career from this point forward.
Reese wasn't sidelined just for speaking openly. She received a half-game suspension after comments that implied her teammates weren't strong enough and appeared to publicly challenge the team's veteran leadership. Those remarks reportedly upset several players, and the disciplinary action suggested that trust in Reese within the squad was starting to break down. The situation only deepened the existing tension inside the locker room.
Realistically, this is the one thing I just don't get. It's like, as she should, they suspended for half a game, she spoke and wanted the team to get better. No, she got suspended half the game. She didn't get suspended half the game for speaking out. She got suspended half the game for saying that, for implying her teammates stunk and throwing the veteran leader of the team under the bus.
According to the transcript, Reese was allegedly accused of losing motivation after realizing Rookie of the Year was no longer within reach, and later drawing criticism again by pointing to back pain as a reason for stepping away. Each of these moments reportedly left teammates frustrated, with some within the Chicago locker room viewing her actions as a breach of trust that only deepened the sense of division inside the team.
It's a wrap. She's done with the organization. She disrespected and quit on her teammates, and I don't even think her teammates want nothing to do with her. I don't think Haley Van Lith want nothing to do with her. I know Courtney Vandersloot don't want nothing to do with her. I think Ariel Atkins is done with her. She's done in Chicago. It's over. 3 straight years, Angel Reese has quit on her team. What excuse are you gonna make now?
Sophie Cunningham reportedly made it clear that, in her view, once a player publicly disrespects teammates, rebuilding that trust inside the locker room becomes extremely difficult. She suggested that Angel Reese's actions were perceived as undermining her own team and causing embarrassment within the group. Cunningham also implied that, because of this fallout, she believes Reese may not play for the Chicago Sky again.
How do you get back in the locker room? You have broken the locker room. You've broken it. You cannot say that about your teammates publicly. Whether you feel that way or not, you cannot do that. And that part of what Sophie Cunningham said is why Angel Reese will not be putting on a Chicago Sky uniform again. That's the reason why. You keep cooking, Sophie. You cooking.
Sophie Cunningham was blunt in her response, suggesting that certain things should never be said publicly. She emphasized that the locker room is a private space, and once internal issues spill into the media, it often creates more division rather than resolution. In her view, Angel Reese's comments went beyond simple frustration and instead had a deeper impact, straining relationships with teammates and reflecting poorly on the organization as a whole.
My feelings, and I think that should be a standard. You got to protect your locker room. And so you just can't be saying everything you're feeling, because that just is not a good look. And then your teammates feel a certain way, and that causes division in the locker room. So it's just protect your locker room at all costs. And I'm sure she regrets saying that.
Now, she's talking about Angel Reese, guys, but I'm telling you right now, this sounds a little bit like she's kind of referring back to the Kelsey Mitchell incident, because I'm going to play Kelsey Mitchell here in a hot second, too, exactly what she said.
Reese was portrayed as having crossed a major boundary in sports, bringing internal locker room matters into public view. Rather than keeping team issues private, she was said to have criticized teammates and challenged coaches openly, turning internal conflicts into public controversy. Because of this, Sophie Cunningham and others have labeled her behavior as unprofessional.
Be careful when you hear anonymous, because if they don't want to put a name or face on it, it's bullcrap, all right? Own it or don't say it, Angel Reese. And even if it's true that she needs to be traded, that doesn't erase what Angel Reese did. She threw her teammates under the bus and disrespected her coach. And then there's Sophie Cunningham speaking the facts as always, baby. I miss her in Indiana.
Leadership, as Sophie Cunningham emphasized, is defined more by actions than words. She argued that publicly criticizing teammates has no place in a professional environment. In this framing, Angel Reese's desire to be seen as a leader for the Chicago Sky was questioned, with Cunningham's comments suggesting a contradiction between that goal and her behavior.
It's dumb blaming player that is lesser teammates. But if you are meant to be the leader of this team, if you're talking like you're the leader of this team, you're out here talking it up like you're the leader of this team, and there's no effort, that's on you. A lot of the flaws with the Sky, if you believe you're the leader of this team, and she 100% believes she's the leader of that team, then some of it's on you. Yes, some of it's on the coaching staff. Yes, a lot of it's on the other players. Yes, it's only a small percentage on you. But if effort isn't happening and you're meant to be the leader.
Ariel Atkins, who had previously supported Angel Reese through difficult stretches, later acknowledged that the team ultimately supported management's decision to issue discipline. That change in stance highlighted a growing loss of trust and credibility for Reese within the locker room. As Sophie Cunningham noted, one of the hardest situations in sports is when teammates stop stepping in to defend you.
They have full support from our team, and this is in response to Angel's punishment. So full support for the punishment ownership gave Angel. Mind you, this is coming from Ariel Atkins, the one who, when it was like peak hate on Angel Reese season at the top of the season where she started out poorly, self-admittedly, it was like a bad start for her. Literally, national pundits coming in to throw tomatoes. Oof. And Ariel Atkins on the podium publicly stepped up and had her back. And now you're seeing her here saying ownership has the support of our team. All right, that's everything, Angel. You're caught up.
Oh my gosh.
What is your reaction?
Players and analysts suggested that Angel Reese's suspension wasn't solely about on-court technical fouls, but also about the impact of her public comments on the Chicago Sky. Sophie Cunningham stressed that real leadership is defined less by performance or talent and more by character and responsibility. From that perspective, Reese's remarks were seen as damaging to both her own image and the franchise, reinforcing Cunningham's point that leadership also requires accountability.
The expectation is for Reese to play tonight. And then underdog WNBA dropped the Angel Reese back, ruled out Tuesday. She has officially tapped the bleep out on this squad. I say it's a wrap. Question is, what teams are going to want her? I mean, honestly, I do think there's a world where she might end up in Dallas.
Sophie Cunningham emphasized that struggling seasons affect everyone, not just one player, and reminded that real leaders support and uplift their teammates instead of criticizing or walking away from them. She said those issues should never be aired publicly, calling it harmful and unfair, which is why she believes Reese's actions crossed a line that shouldn't be crossed.